I'm selling my childhood home. It's bittersweet. It really is. You might have seen it because I shared it on a story on Instagram at Nathan Morris, which I'm sure you're here because you support me implicitly, and I appreciate that so much. This is Bonus Noise. I am me and you are you, and I hope this finds you well, whatever time of the day or night it is you're catching it. I'm trying to articulate it. I'll tell you, I knocked on the door in 2019, the year before my partner, Jack, died. And he had bought his childhood home in Fordsville, Kentucky, middle of nowhere. He grew up with humble beginnings, very, I would just say poor, because he was, and he died in 2020, a very, very wealthy man. I am just grateful for what he taught me, and he had bought his childhood home because he wanted to reclaim it. He had great memories, even growing up poor. He didn't know any different. And it's, to a degree, that's similar to my upbringing. My upbringing was not, I would say, lower middle class, maybe low class. I wouldn't say that we weren't poverty, but we were definitely tight on money. And I remember moving into the house, I was like 6 or 7 years old. Experienced like the flood of 97, experienced the massive snowstorm. Had a lot of really good memories there as a child, but I think that the heaviness that was 1744 for me growing up, it was a time mom and dad were splitting up and then ultimately got divorced, and I was troubled by that, by a lot of things really, because now that I realize who I am and what I am, I'm an artistic creative, and I think artistic creative people, they're forever challenged by mental health things. I don't know. I mean, I sound like a bumbling idiot. I'm just trying to be careful with the words because I don't want to say like I'm nutso or that people who are creative are all nutso or whatever, but I'm speaking specifically to myself. And I just graduated high school. It was very challenging for me. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Did I want to go to college and kick for football? Did I want to get a scholarship that way? I had always been the guy that was going to go and become the next famous pop star. And 2 days after graduating high school, I decided to hop on a plane. So my memories of my childhood home overall had a lot of weight and heaviness, and I feel like I was gravitating toward the weight and heaviness over the good memories that I now can remember and reflect on. And I think it's because, and this is what my point is, I knocked on the door in 2019 before my partner died, back to that, and I asked if I could buy the house. The people that live in the house at this time are the people that bought it from my mother. So there's been no other owner since us, except this family who did nothing to the house. In 2019, they weren't ready to sell. And I went back in 2022, knocked on the door again, and they said, well, we actually found a house that we like. The house was not listed. And I said, I'll pay you $1,000 right now, and I'll get a contract made up, and we'll do this. So we ultimately did. It was in April or May, and then in June we took over, and I spent a lot of nights there. And what I had done was I'd walk the rooms, and I began the process of reclaiming it, remembering good, addressing bad, addressing the sad, addressing things that I didn't necessarily address. And in doing that, I was ripping up the carpet, ripping up the floor, redoing the walls, redoing light fixtures, changing out, doing a lot of renovation myself, destruction first, just demo. And then from there, we started the process of redoing, not only reclaiming it from the standpoint of a personal, but from a from the standpoint of it aesthetically, and redid the landscape on the exterior, on the front, and on the back. I mean, we did dirt work, we did a fence. I mean, it's just so much that we did over a couple of years. And I think what I sought out to do, I realized before hitting record, is I did it. And I wanted to share that with you in this moment, because this bonus noise is the curtain behind the curtain. And so the house is listed. It is for sale. It is a great home with many great memories. And the ones that were not so great, I spent a very long time not suppressing, not running from, not avoiding, but in this demolition and this rebuild, literally, I figuratively did the same. And I'm proud to say it is going to make an incredible home for someone. And I worked very hard, and so did all the people that we hired to assist. And it has a lot of years left in it to bless another family. I accomplished what I set out to accomplish. I'm glad I knocked on the door. I'm grateful it all started with my partnership with Jack, because he bought his childhood home. And I wonder if it was for the same reason. I never got a chance to ask him. I think from what I knew, it was just this nostalgic thing that he bought it because he could at that point. For me, there was a little bit of that, but mostly it was for the purpose of healing. And I said here on this episode of Bonus Noise to tell you that I have. If you want to buy a house, if you know someone looking to buy a house in Owensboro, Kentucky, great place to raise a family. At the end of a cul-de-sac, the house is for sale. I'll link it in the show notes in the description. That is what I'm proud of in this moment. What's something you're proud of? Hold tight to that. I'm grateful for you supporting me, and I give it all right back. This is Bonus Noise. Be sure to grab some merch. I'll tell you right now, use the code G as in girl, M as in Morris, E as in eel, 20N Nathan, M Morris. Yeah, I'll write it in the description there. 20% off any merch order. And while supplies last, I'm sending out autographed copies of The Gentleman's Closure, the first record that started it all, streamed to Starbucks worldwide. I'm very proud of that project. That was the project that catapulted all of this in 2007. And there's not many left. You cannot stream it anywhere. You cannot get it anywhere, but you can get it for free while supplies last. I'll link all that in the show notes. Be proud of yourself. Be gentle with yourself. And 1744 is for sale. Thank you for being here.